Bueno, parte 3 de Stanley Parable. El episodio anterior ha sido muy raro. He sentido hasta miedo. Madre mía. Bueno, y este ha comenzado aún muchísimo más raro que el anterior.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Llevo un rato haciendo lo que tú querías, por un camino lineal, que te den.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
Fuck
first,
you,
just to admire it.
bitch.
Wow. Yes.
Hermosa
This
habitación.
room. But eager to
Ahora
get
queremos
back to
que
business,
entrar por
Stanley
esta
took the
habitación, pero...
first open door
O sea, ahora
on
quiere
his
que entremos
left.
por esta habitación, pero no. Vamos a pasar totalmente de ti.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Soy muy malo siguiendo direcciones. ¿Me puedo caer? Hostias. No me quiero caer. Si me caigo, me mato.
But in his eagerness to prove that he's in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks
No
you have
me
now.
Ay, qué bueno. Ahora es normal.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Todo bien.
Perhaps he had simply missed a
Todo
memo.
correcto, todo apaga el ordenador. Que lleva eso encendido mucho tiempo. Vale.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
No,
perfectly
ahora hay
well.
que ir
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
a
just to
la
admire it.
plataforma esa.
The lounge was sublime, a
Venga,
work
va.
of art. But eager to get
Allí,
back to
allí.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Volvamos a...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
Vaya
we've gotten
almacén,
off on the
tío.
wrong foot here. I'm not your
Tienen
enemy,
aquí
really, I'm not.
de todo.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that
Puedo
the
llegar
story
ahí.
has been about nothing but... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm
a lo
on your
Matrix.
side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Por la puerta roja. La puerta roja. Oh, mira, el detalle del monigote este rojo y del bote de pintura azul. ¿Puerta roja o puerta azul? Puerta roja o puerta azul. El azul... Venga, vamos por la puerta roja.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Tú sí que quieres
Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us
Empezamos con
always
las
trying to
vueltas.
get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so
Me
much
dan
happier if we just...
mal rollo de que salga algo.
And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
¿Esto qué es? Ostras, qué mal rollo, ¿no?
What do we want?
¿Eso qué es?
What are we looking for? Hmm?
Here.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel
Hostia,
happy.
juego este, tío. Bueno, vamos a ir por aquí, ¿no? Sitio más raro.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ya te muy mal rollo ir solo, pero bueno.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Adiós.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a
¿Se
moment.
metió otra vez?
Now, can we please get back? No. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
O sea,
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw
si no
yourself
muero,
from this platform
me
over and
regenero.
over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you
Pobrecito,
made
¿no?
a choice after all.
Vamos a tirarnos solo otras 5 veces
This
más.
one is yours.
¡Oh!
It's going to
¡Ahora he
restart,
muerto!
isn't it? I'm going back.
Estoy flipando con el juego este, en serio. Todo normal, todo correcto.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Sí, yeah.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly.
Ah, ya.
Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
¿Qué acaba de pasar? Ni idea. O sea, el narrador no está hablando.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
Antes nos hemos
lounge
tirado.
first, just to admire it. Standing now in
O
this
sea, antes nos hemos matado.
Stanley for the first, but
Antes nos
eager to
tiramos
get
a la
back to
sala
business,
esa rara.
Stanley took the first open
Ahora vamos a
door and
seguir
left.
hacia donde... O sea, hacia allá arriba, ¿no? Que
Stanley
creo que iba a
was so
subir
bad at
aquello.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Vamos a ir hacia allá
Look,
arriba.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
caigo ahí
your
encima,
trust in
¿puedo tirar
someone
por
else
allí?
is difficult, but the fact is that the story has been
Tengo
about
esa
nothing
duda.
but
Ah, ahora me ha entrado
all
esa
this
duda.
time. There's someone
Allí hay
you've
una
been
puerta.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Me refiero a
This is
ella.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let
Miedo.
her back into your
Me da
life.
miedo.
She's been waiting.
¡Ah!
That's her, Stanley.
Oh,
You need to be the one to do this. To
vamos a coger el teléfono. Venga, vamos a hacerle caso en eso.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
LOL. 8.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing
Huh?
exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Sí, porque él era normal, ¿no? Era
It was wonderful.
nada destacable.
Return to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up
Me da un mal rollo el monigote este, no te lo imaginas.
his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
¿Y si no lo presiona?
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again and then
¡Ostras, qué rayada!
over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
Se está convirtiendo en la oficina que teníamos
The
en
longer he
la...
spends here, the more invested he
En
gets,
el de este,
the
¿eh?
more he forgets
En el principio del
which
juego.
one is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Hostia, que el reloj funciona. ¿Le doy? Venga.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
What? Bueno, por mí, yo ya tengo suficiente. Ya jugaré yo más con otro tipo de paradojas mentales en este juego, pero yo voy a suficiente. 3 vídeos de Stanley Parable bastante chulos, a mi parecer. El juego está muy bien, lo recomiendo. Y nada, espero que os haya gustado. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Adiós.